Remember Rwanda? Yeah, Rwanda. The one from the grim headlines. Well, hold on to your hats, folks, because it pulled off a makeover. A makeover so epic it makes Cinderella look like she just changed her shoes. From tragic backstory to must-see destination. Seriously, who had Rwanda becomes Africa's poster child for progress on their bingo card? Nobody, that's who. It's the ultimate surprise party. And guess what? You're invited to see the transformation. This country decided to flip the script. They took the world's pity and said thanks but no thanks. We're busy building a future, you see. And build they did. Clean streets, booming tech, happy gorillas. It's a lot to take in. It's like waking up to find your messy roommate suddenly organized. The change is so dramatic it's almost comedic. Imagine telling someone in 1995 that Rwanda would be a luxury travel hotspot. They'd probably offer you a nice long nap, and maybe some therapy. Yet, here we are. Tourists flocking, not fleeing. That's the kind of plot twist Hollywood dreams of. Alright, let's address the elephant. The very large, very sad elephant. Back in 1994, Rwanda went through something. And by something I mean a genocide. Yes, a full-blown, horrifying genocide. About 1 million people killed in 100 days. Let that sink in. It's the kind of history that makes you want to curl up and cry, or scream, or both. Usually both. It was a brutal, dark chapter. No sugarcoating that. The world watched, mostly. Twiddled its thumbs, you know. This wasn't just a conflict, it was a systematic attempt to wipe people out. Neighbors turned on neighbors. Friends became enemies. The fabric of society wasn't just torn, it was shredded. Imagine the deepest betrayal, then multiply it by 1 million. It's hard to fathom the pain, the loss, the sheer terror. The country became a synonym for horror. International news loved it in that grim, sensational way. So, genocide's over. What now? Time to rebuild. Easy, right? Just sprinkle some unity dust and plant a few hope trees. Maybe form a committee. Committees solve everything. The international community probably sent a strongly worded letter. Dear Rwanda, please stop having genocides. Best regards. Rebuilding a nation from actual ashes and bones? It's not exactly a weekend DIY project from Home Depot. The challenges were, to put it mildly, monumental. Infrastructure? Gone. Trust? Vaporized. Economy? What economy? They had to rebuild roads, schools, hospitals, and hearts. How do you even start to rebuild trust when your neighbor, well, you know. It's like trying to assemble IKEA furniture after it's been through a blender and the instruction manual is written in ancient hieroglyphics. By a committee, of course. Good luck with that, Rwanda, seriously. But here's the crazy part. They actually started doing it. The Rwandan people, turns out, are tougher than a $2 steak. They rolled up their sleeves. Metaphorically and literally. There was this thing called Gakaka courts. Community justice. Imagine Judge Judy but in a village, under a tree. Fast forward a bit, and you land in Kigali, Rwanda's capital, and the first thing you notice? It's clean. Suspiciously clean. Like, did they just vacuum the entire city before I arrived? Clean. You could probably eat off the streets, but please don't. They have amazing restaurants. Use those. There's no litter, no plastic bags blowing in the wind, because plastic bags are banned. Yes, banned. They're serious about this clean thing. Very serious. This isn't your typical bustling, chaotic African capital. Okay, it's bustling, but it's an organized bustle. A polite bustle. Motorcycle taxis, called motos, weave through traffic with surprising grace. Everyone has a helmet, the drivers, the passengers. Mind-blowing, I know. The city is built on hills like Rome, but with better views and less pasta. Modern buildings are popping up everywhere. Cranes are the new national bird. It feels safe. It feels orderly. It feels a little bit unreal, especially if you remember those old news reports. Once a month there's Umuganda, Community Service Day, everyone. And I mean, from the president down, gets out and cleans, or plants trees, or builds a school. Section 5, Guerrilla Encounters, my bank account cried but my Instagram thrived. Okay, let's talk about the main event for many tourists. The gorillas. Mountain gorillas. Big, hairy, majestic, and very, very expensive to visit. Want to see them in Volcanoes National Park? Prepare your wallet for a shock. The permits aren't cheap. We're talking small car deposit kind of money, but hey, it's for conservation, right? That's what they say. And looking into the eyes of a silverback, apparently it's priceless. Or at least, worth a significant portion of your annual salary. Your Instagram feed will thank you. Your savings account? Not so much. The trek itself is no walk in the park. Unless the park is vertical mud. You hike through dense rainforest, up steep volcanoes, it's humid. You're sweating. You're wondering why you paid for this torture. Guides hack paths with machetes. You feel like Indiana Jones, but less cool. And then, suddenly there they are, a family of gorillas, just chilling, eating leaves, grooming each other, ignoring you mostly. It's an incredible, humbling experience, truly. You're just a few feet away from these magnificent, gentle giants. You get 1 hour with them, 60 precious minutes. No flash photography, no sudden movements, no loud talking. It's their home. You're just a guest. A very well-paying guest. The young ones might play, tumble around, the silverback will watch you, judging your life choices probably. Rwanda's got more tricks up its sleeve. Think Rwanda is just about gorillas and clean streets? Think again. This country packs a lot into its small, hilly frame. It's like that tiny friend who can surprisingly eat more than everyone else. There's more to see, more to do. How about a beach? Yes, Rwanda has Lake Kivu, then there's Nyungwe Forest National Park, chimpanzees and colobus monkeys. The real star? The Canopy Walkway. For a classic safari, head to Akagera National Park. They reintroduced lions and rhinos. Now you can see the big five. Section 7. Let's all be friends. Rwanda's ambitious unity project. After the horror of 1994, Rwanda faced an impossible task. How do you get people who tried to kill each other to live together again? It's not like you can just say, okay everyone, hug it out. The wounds were deep, the trauma was everywhere. Building unity wasn't just a nice idea, it was essential for survival. So they embarked on one of the most ambitious social experiments ever. Operation Let's Not Hate Each Other Anymore. A catchy title, I'm sure. One key part was changing how people identified themselves. Before, it was all about Hutu, Tutsi, TWA, ethnic labels that fueled the fire. The new government pushed for a single identity, Rwandan. We are all Rwandans now. Simple yet revolutionary. Of course, it's not like ethnic identities just vanished overnight, but the official emphasis shifted dramatically. Schools teach national unity. Public discourse focuses on shared Rwandanness. It's a long game, but they're playing it hard. Then there were the Gakaka courts, which we mentioned. Community-led justice. Imperfect, controversial, but necessary. It was a way to process hundreds of thousands of cases, to provide some measure of truth, justice, and reconciliation. Section 8. From ashes to assets, Rwanda's economic glow-up is real. So, Rwanda decided to rebuild its society, and its economy. Because, people need jobs, and food, and Wi-Fi, especially Wi-Fi. How else will they post guerrilla pics? The country was devastated. Its economy was in ruins. But just like with everything else, Rwanda said, challenge accepted. And proceeded to pull off another minor miracle. From an agricultural backwater to a burgeoning tech and services hub. It's like watching a caterpillar turn into a very efficient, business-savvy butterfly. How did they do it? Well, less corruption helps. A lot. Rwanda is known for its relatively low corruption levels in the region. Turns out when money actually goes where it's supposed to, things get built. Roads, power plants, internet infrastructure, revolutionary stuff. They also made it easier to do business. Cutting red tape, welcoming foreign investment. They're basically saying, come on in, the water's fine, and we have great coffee. Speaking of which, Rwandan coffee is now world-class, and priced accordingly. They invested heavily in education and technology, dreaming of becoming a knowledge-based economy. Sounds fancy. Section 9. So, should you go? Spoiler, pack your bags, it's awesome. So, after all this, the big question, should you visit Rwanda? Let me think. A country that's stunningly beautiful, incredibly safe, amazingly clean, and home to majestic gorillas? And people who are resilient, welcoming, and forward-looking? Yeah, it's a tough one. Let me consult my magic 8-ball. It says, signs point to, yes, you idiot. Seriously, what are you waiting for? Another documentary about its past? Go see the sequel. Rwanda, the unbelievable glow-up. This isn't just a trip, it's an experience. You'll see breathtaking landscapes, those 1,000 hills are no joke. You'll meet people who have been through the unimaginable. And yet, they greet you with warmth and a smile. You might even learn a word or two of Kinyarwanda. Muraho, hello, and Murakoze, thank you, will get you far. Especially if you say it with a genuine attempt at pronunciation. They appreciate the effort, unlike French waiters. Kidding, mostly. Yes, the shadow of the genocide is there. It always will be. Visiting the Kigali Genocide Memorial is a must. It's heartbreaking but essential. It provides context. It honors the victims. It reminds us of what humanity is capable of, both the worst and, as Rwanda now shows, the best. But the country isn't defined by its tragedy anymore. It's defined by its recovery, its resilience, its hope.